Hello, lovely people. I wanted to make sure I am live here on both YouTube and Facebook. It is a beautiful day here in Mount Shasta. Well, Mount Shasta's there behind me. Very hard to see a little bit through. Ooh, it's fun. Anyways, it is a beautiful day here, and I wanted to start off with prayer, thanking God and Goddess for this beautiful day. Thank you so much for the cooler weather that we are having. Thank you for all of this beautiful nature that we get to explore. Please continue to lead and guide us and help us to grow and ascend up the golden ladder of being. Help us to be light into the world around us and help us to feel your love and forgiveness for us, and in turn help us show that to the world around us. Help us be kind and loving and compassionate, and help us to restore this world to a golden age paradise once more. Today is Mother Earth Day. Our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. To the kingdom of the earthly mother, send your angel of joy. I wanted to read just a passage in here from the Holy Megillah, which is, again, available at Essene.org and translated by Dave Greenleaf. And this is from chapter 8, and I thought it was really pretty. It's talking about Isha. This is chapter 8, 644. She is the great soul that became the messenger angel of the Mother Earth. Long ago, at the beginning of this world, Isha lived on this world as a woman. This was before she became the angel of Mother Earth. Lo, it was how she lived her life as a woman that led to Isha's becoming the angel of Mother Earth. It was Elohim, our Lord Christ and Lady Christ, that chose Isha to become that angel after she was slain and ascended unto El-Cush. For lo, it was a sad day when Isha, the dancing green woman, was slain by Cain. She was known by all of these people as being just so motherly to everyone that she came in contact with, motherly to all the animals, motherly even to the ants and the blades of grass. Like, she just embodied this mother soul, and that's why she got to be this angel. What a blessing. So she was Abdiel's wife that was also slain with him by Cain. So, for lo, it was a sad day when Isha, the dancing green woman, was slain by Cain. But to show how Jaja and Elohim can take sad things and make them into happy things, consider that Isha ascended to El-Cush and became Isha El, the messenger angel of the Mother Earth. What a fun job she has. Yea, the job of Isha El is blessed work, but her work can be very sad. For lo, this is a world that fell from being a first heaven and became a contested world. The contestants being the heavenly beings versus the hell beings. Lo, since the days of the fall of Old Eden and the raising of El-Cush, most of mankind has been unkind to Mother Earth. And that is why, though Isha El's work is blessed, it can also be sad. For behold, it makes her sad to see creatures harm one another or to harm Mother Earth. But so that Isha El does not feel sad for very long, the Alafim and fairies make her laugh with good-natured jokes, songs, and much merrymaking. I really love that, especially in the context of this prayer, like send to the earthly kingdom, send to the kingdom of the earthly mother your angel of joy, and how nice that is for us to just send that love to the mother. The mother provides so much for us, and us just even saying that prayer and giving a little bit of love back is so helpful. But the Nazarenes would do other things, like obviously being a vegan, and eliminating your footprint on Mother Earth and all of the waste and all of the consumption, and by planting trees and being gardeners and just every way that you can think of taking care of Mother Earth, composting and trying to avoid single-use plastics and all of these different ways that we have been exposed to the ways of evil that destroy the earth, trying to be more conscientious of all of these things that we're doing so that we can stop doing them. According to the great and holy prophets, in the last days of this world, the chasm between mankind and nature will grow so deep that men will look for life in artificial things. Yea, in those days, bad men will destroy the forests of the world and spoil the waters and desecrate holy air. On a positive note, someone recently mentioned to me that there hasn't been chemtrails around Mount Shasta for a while, and every time that I've gone out recently, I have noticed the same thing. So that's really exciting. I don't credit the powers that be with stopping any of this stuff, but ultimately it is a consent-based reality, and when enough of us wake up and stop consenting to all of these poisons and evils that they're doing, they act on that. They understand that karma is real and, want to protect themselves. They will poison their own roots for greed of money. They will think themselves smarter than nature, but they will be outsmarted. Even so, these bad men will wreak much damage before they are defeated. But defeated they will be, is my affirmation. In my affirmation is an enchantment. In my affirmation is one with the affirmation of Elohim and Jaja, and therefore will not fail. I love that. I love that. Just all the hope that comes with this. I wanted to also mention basically just focusing on Mother Earth and this restoration of the Golden Age. In the back, in Appendix 4, I apologize. It just talks about the Earth being a cosmic school system, and I love in 107 it says, "Behold, just for the fun of it, at the time of the great harvest, whether that be sooner or later, depending on the group consciousness choices that must be made by humanity, we will live in a higher vibration version of this world with all those souls that resonate with that alternative reality. After 1,000 years of that special communion with those that achieved the resurrection of the great harvest, behold, each of you will go on to your next appropriate placement in the cosmic school system." This is the same 1,000-year golden age period that is talked about in the Bible. It's also talked about in other texts just this time where the world will be restored into this garden paradise. And we see that was God and Goddess's design from the beginning, and that is what we are ultimately, that's what the prize is. That's a special communion. It's like you made it through, and you persevered through all of this darkness, and you aligned yourself with all of the right ways of God and Goddess, and then we get to celebrate this beautiful earth. This beautiful earth was made in such an amazing way. Like, there's so much to explore and enjoy, and the dark ones have tried to spoil that from the very beginning. So it's really, really awesome that we get to have that future promised to us, and it's important that we start returning to that. Many of us have already started and continue to go on that path, but just trying to do whatever we can to align with the Mother Earth and returning back to nature and defending her from the hands of the spoilers, those that want to do wrong. I'm going to check the live chat, but I wanted to leave you guys when I'm done with this. The Lady Christ ended her prophetic discourse with her promised 7 positive sentences for those of the era of the last days. So after we check out the live chat, I wanted to end with that because I just love the positivity, and no matter what these dark, the dark prophecies and the dark futures that may be held, we can always change course, and holding on to that hope is really, really important. So I want to leave you with hope first and foremost, while we are also heeding the warnings and not blindly following and going along with the way of the world, because it's going to end in very tragic ways. David D, how's it going? The Megillah itself says it may become available in the last days now, or may be suppressed, and that this is the key for us to change to the blessed path. Exactly. All these prophecies keep saying, make sure the people are warned, but also make sure that it comes with the positive, the hope. And actually, in some of the recent messages between the translator and I was also told that maybe within the next year, the whole text will be done and available for free on the Yassine.org website. So that's really, really exciting news. I would love if there's ways that I can help speed that timeline up and help get it onto all of these sources that we can use these days to get it out. I would love to be able to be the hands and feet of Christ in that. As I mentioned before, I don't care about recognition or getting paid or any of that. I just care about getting the message out. So I would love to help with that. The Israelite, hello, hi all. David D says we are in a war between beings from heaven and beings from hell. Exactly. Yes, and these beings from hell, like we've read in other passages, are this parasitic order, and they work together against humanity. They work together against us so that they can feast and they can enjoy the feast together. So it's really important to know all of these different ways as well. Be mindful of the ways that they want to divide and conquer us, whether it's on political views or religious views or our different skin color or even our sex, right? They want to divide and conquer us, and it's really important that we remain centered in the truth and don't allow things that we maybe see in media to influence us to take on that animosity and hatred towards our fellow humans. It's most important now more than ever to be more loving and kind and try to help our fellow brothers and sisters see the right way in the right way. The Israelite says they look like Mother Nature voodoo idol to burn all the elements of nature. They're spraying with deadly chemtrails right behind you. Are they? I don't see any chemtrails, but I do know that it's really foggy because there are fires in the area. Usually during fire season in California, the sky is constantly like foggy because of that, and we'll often have air quality breathing type issues because of that. Sweet. Pretty trees of nature is great to see all together in peace. Exactly. We're really blessed here in Mount Shasta to have so much nature and adventure waiting to be explored. For me, this place feels like my spiritual home. It feels like I'm back in the Garden of Eden, as fallen as it may be. Just being here is amazing. So I definitely encourage everyone to at least visit Mount Shasta once and see what she is all about. Hey, Amarjeet, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm glad that you can make it. David E says these paint farmers try to turn us against each other, especially men versus women. These agendas are ramping up. Exactly. And I would encourage everyone to, strengthen the bubble of safety that you have around you, especially when it comes to media and influences that you are allowing into your life. The powers that be want you sitting there just scroll after scroll, watching all of this content that is going to be designed to make you hate the opposite sex more, discourage you. It's all designed to make us the worst versions of ourselves possible and exploit our feelings and any past pains and all these things, just to drive that wedge even further between males and females and races and all these different things. So again, love is what we need to focus on. And when you start reading the Holy Megillah, it is so specific about how the masculine and feminine are, their embrace is literally every text comes from that debate. The embrace of the masculine and feminine, and that is so beautiful. We can't get away from that, and we wouldn't want to either way. looked into Ein Sof to see how to go about creating worlds, and saw that the most beautiful way, the best way to create was this divine dance of the masculine and feminines. And I agree. It's absolutely beautiful. So, on that note, I am going to read the final thing for today. And again, this is actually from a I lost my page. Okay, sorry about that. The scroll writer basically did a meditation and wanted to ask more or have more clarification on the 7 trumpets of the last days. And this is actually when Miriam, who was martyred by zealous followers of Paul, showed up to her and took her around the world and showed her these different situations that were happening at the time of the 6th trumpet and what the path of humanity would lead to, which we've already read before. But it talks about, when man directly links his natural brain to the artificial brain, the line has been crossed. And when that line is crossed, know that the 6th trumpet of the last days has been sounded. And then it goes into talking about how the world's a cosmic school system, and the great harvest is just the time of graduation where we get to go to the next level, right? So, that being said, this is the positive sentences for those of the era of the last days. I end on 7 positive notes in the form of 7 positive sentences. They are as follows. I see you, the readers of this prophecy, heeding my prophetic warnings and embracing the positive path. I see you reading every word of the Holy Megillah and flowering in its radiant light. I see you wholeheartedly becoming a lover of the Holy Megillah. I see you sharing the Holy Megillah with those that you sense have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, thereby blessing the lives of many. I see a great movement blooming and flowering, a movement that embraces the positive alternatives described by Enoch, including the positive use of the power of the sun, a movement that includes you. I see that the positive movement will be based on the positive use of the power of the sun, even as Enoch described, and will lead to the blessed possible future. I see that you, yes, you, will heed the warning of the 7th trumpet and participate with other naturals, those that do not partake in getting AI or technological upgrades. I see that you will heed the warning of the 6th trumpet and participate with other naturals to save your garden home and thus be ripe for the great harvest of the Lord and Lady. We've all heard the warnings, and we all have the ability to heed them and also to share them with others. What the powers that be have planned in this AI technological evil future is going to be deceptive, and they're going to have many signs and wonders. They're going to make it seem like it's a positive thing, and it's going to heal people. It's going to restore sight to the blind. It's going to help people walk again. They're going to have a very deep deceptions that we need to warn others about. But I'm really happy that I got the warning. I'm happy that I got to share it with you. I'm happy that I know that you will heed the warning as well. And who knows, maybe we will meet in the forest of Mount Shasta as the naturals when I don't want to say when, because all of these things can be avoided. But the prophecies about there being, the war and the naturals in the woods, who knows what the future has in store. All I know is that I'm going to keep on hoping. I'm going to keep trying my best to share the warnings with everybody and share also the teachings as well, because they're life-changing and they're going to make you just become the best version of yourself possible. So With that being said, I hope that you'll take some time today to not just think about how you can foster peace with Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants, but be that peace. Go out and do things, whatever you feel led to do. Planting trees, picking up trash. Who knows? You decide. I will see you tomorrow. May God and the Goddess bless you.